Hello snowboarders of the internet, I'm your host Avran LeFeber, and in this video I'm going to show you how to set up the Bataleon Astro Asym with nothing more than a number 3 screwdriver. One of the cool adjustments on the Astro Asym is the kinked ladders on the heel strap. As you notice, these go down and then bend up. You can actually flip the right one to the left binding and the left one to the right binding, and that will actually put this into a more upward position. Right now in the lower position, it sits lower on the instep and it's going to give you a little bit more lateral play. It's not going to give you as much drive. It's more of a surf feel or a jib feel versus when it's flipped being in the upper position where it actually is a little bit more precision based. So to flip this, take your number 3 screwdriver, and what you're going to do is take the heel strap completely off. So once you take this off, you're going to notice that you have the screw with the washer with the little locking thread, and then you're going to have this little fitment piece that goes between the heel cup and the actual nut, and you make sure you do not lose these pieces. You're going to take them off on both sides on both bindings. So you take that off. That is completely gone now. To put this on, you're going to take the little spacer washer with the 2 little nubs and line it up so it locks. Take the heel strap, put that over it. Then you are going to take the screw with the housing and push that in until it locks. Then you're going to finger tighten, not finger blast, finger tighten that strap. From there, you just do righty-tighty with your number 3 screwdriver, and that is going to lock it in. You are going to repeat the same process on the other side so that way you can have your straps on there, because you do need your heel strap, contrary to the people that claim that they don't and ride step-ons. I don't know why they're riding step-ons. Trash. Now that you've done that, you can see that the strap actually kinks up. This changes the overall position of how this is going to sit on your boot. It moves you up. This is a more precise fit. This is going to give you a little bit more power when you drive that binding. To lengthen or shorten your heel and toe strap screws, you have this little pop tab on the inside. All you do is flip that up to loosen it. Then what you do is you release your ratchets. You will take the boot, you will put that into the binding after you've adjusted your heel cup and everything. And what you want to do is tighten that ratchet just a little bit, because you want equal distance on both sides. Once you think you've got that where you want it lined up and it's tight, pop that tab down, it's locked, tighten it down. Now in my opinion, this strap is just a little bit off center. It's more towards the ratchet side. So we're gonna release that ratchet, we're gonna pop that tab, we're gonna slide that down 2 clicks, lock it back in, tighten it back down. That is more equally centered on the boot. To do the toe strap, is the same thing. We're gonna slide that up, slide that down. Once we've got that kind of centered where we want it, we feed that ratchet in and we lock down that tab. With that locked down, we tighten this down. That is off center. As you can see, we want that a little bit more down. We're gonna release that ratchet, pop that tab, click that down 3, because I think that's where it needs to be. And we're gonna tighten that down. And as you can see, that fully encapsulates the toe box of this boot. This is how we want it if we're gonna run it like a toe cap. Now, if you do not wanna run this like a toe cap, you have another option. Release the ratchet, take the binding, pop down, slide back, pull up on both sides. That is the pin system. Once you've done that, feed it through, tighten it down, there you go. Now you are running it over the top with a free toe. Any questions? Now let's rotate the high back. Let's say that's your thing. You want to have your high back parallel to your heel edge. Some people absolutely like this. I am not one of them. I find that this is a worthless adjustment, but we're gonna go over it anyways because some people like it. To adjust this, it is 2 screws, one on the inside, one on the outside. As this is my left binding, we wanna make sure that this high back is parallel to my heel edge. That means that we are going to slide the outside portion forward and the inside portion back towards me. That is going to help align it. So we take our screwdriver and we loosen these screws. You do not have to remove these fully. That is the nice thing about this. So give it a couple good turns until it can actually slide in that track. You want to make sure that there is a little bit of play in there. So you can see right now that is kind of rotating in there. Then we're going to do the same for the inside screw right here. Once again, number 3 screwdriver, lefty loosey, righty tighty. Okay, so now that we have that loose, we're going to slide the outside forward, and you may have to rotate this piece right here, which means we've got to loosen it up just a little bit more. Once again, we don't want to make this thing fully loose, but now that we've actually got this to spin backwards, we're going to line that up with the forward position, and we're going to tighten this down. All right, so we're about halfway through setting this up. Have you remembered to like the video? No, you haven't. Go do it. You know you need to. While you're at it, have you subscribed? You haven't? Go do that. Click the bell, get those notifications. That way you're not missing any of the videos we got coming out for all you snowboarders of the internet. And trust me, we have a lot coming out. You want to make sure that's snug. And then with the inside one, we might just need to slide that back a little bit. So we move that back 1 or 2 little grooves, because there are 4 grooves on this, which actually equates to about 8 positions if you rotate it depending how you want it. Boom. Once that's nice and snug, you'll notice that the high back is now parallel to the heel edge. So if this is my heel edge back here, you will have more gap on the inside than on the outside as it stays flush with it. This is my heel edge right here with the screwdriver. More space on the inside, less space on the outside. With the Bataleon Astro Asym, you can actually adjust the heel cup and slide it forward or backwards depending on the size of your boot. Obviously, if it's smaller, you want to shrink it down, so push it forward. And if you've got a bigger boot, you want to pull it out. You want the binding and boot to be equally centered. So that way when the boot is in there, you want equal amounts of toe and heel overhang, if there is any, or equal distance between the toe and the heel edge. In order to do this, you're going to need to adjust 3 screws. 2 on the outside at the base of the heel cup, and then 1 under the foot pad. So to do that, you're going to release the straps and open them up. You're going to pop up the back of the footbed, and then you're going to grab it by the front, pull it forward, and take it off. There will be a screw under the inside of the foot, and then there's the 2 at the back of the heel, as I already said. Take your number 3 screwdriver, put it on the screw, turn it to the left until it starts to loosen up. You will notice that it rises up and there's a little bit of play in there. Repeat the process on the back heel cup ones. You do not have to fully remove these screws, you just need them loose enough so that it will actually slide in there. Once you have all 3 of these loosened up, grab the heel cup and either push it forward or slide it back depending on the size of your boot. Obviously, you want your boot centered in there, but it's pretty easy to move once you've loosened the screws. Then once you've done that, tighten them back down. And you want to make sure that these are nice and snug, because you're probably going to forget to check that screw on the regular. Your heel cup screws will loosen over time, so make sure you check on those every couple of times you go snowboarding. Obviously, if you don't ride that much, they're not going to come loose as much as someone like me who rides every day with a set of bindings that is very similar to this. Once you have that tightened down, you know that you are solid. After you've gotten the screws tightened down, take your foot pad and you're going to line up the teeth of this into the grooves, and then you're going to slide it back to where you need it, and then you can just push down and it will lock. You want to have the foot pad ideally centered under the boot. All right, did you learn how to set up your Bataleon Astro Asyms? Good, there's hope for you, because if you didn't, there is no hope for you. And if you're not trying to set these up, why are you watching this video?